Hi there, thanks for joining me. I have another art journal project for you today using the Epic Day This and That bundle, featuring some of the washi tape, using some embossing, some stamps, with a theme of butterflies. So for this project you're going to need the Wordplay stamp set for the sentiment, some of the washi tape that's included in the bundle, the Swallowtail stamp and the Papillon Potpourri stamps as well. I'm using 4 markers, the Tempting Turquoise stamp pad, Versamark stamp pad, embossing buddy and some black embossing buddy, and of course you'll need the heat tool for the embossing. I've got some Scotch tape which I'm going to be using to mask off the arrow on the sentiment that says go confidently in the direction of your dreams. And the little arrow that says direction, I'm going to mask off with Scotch tape. I'm going to use 2 pieces just to ensure that I've masked the entire arrow. Now I'm going to stamp that into the Tempting Turquoise Inkpad and peel off that Scotch tape, and you'll see that now I can use my Calypso Coral marker to just colour in the arrow, and there's a 2-coloured stamp. Now I'm going to grab that Swallowtail stamp and pat Versamark all over the top. Use my embossing buddy on the left-hand page there to make sure it's nice and static free and that there's no dust on it. And now I'm stamping down that beautiful Swallowtail stamp. And when I'm working in art journal albums, I prefer not to use the acrylic block because sometimes the albums are a little bit lumpy, and this helps you get a firmer image. Again, I'm using the Papillon Potpourri stamp, but the larger size butterfly in that stamp set, and the smaller size butterfly next, towards the top of the page. Now I'm bringing in a folded piece of printer paper and the black embossing powder, and I'm going to sprinkle that liberally on top, and I'm going to use a paintbrush just to clean up those areas where some embossing powder stuck to the page, just to make a nice clean image. And I'm going to go over again in those places where I missed the first time around and clean it up with my paintbrush, popping it back into the embossing container. I love embossing powder. It lasts so long. You only use a tiny little piece each time. Now I'm using the heat gun to activate the embossing powder. Look how beautiful and shiny that is. It's just gorgeous. It's a beautiful stamp, this Swallowtail stamp, and even on its own like this, it is a stunning image. However, I have some colour plans, so we'll be planning it in a moment. One of the tips I have for you when you're using your heat tool is to heat up your heat tool before you apply it to the image. Now I'm using 3 of those Papillon Potpourri butterflies at the bottom of the page, and now putting the 3 smaller butterflies at the top of the page. I want to give the impression that the butterflies are flying up towards the sentiment. You can see I've turned it upside down there because it was just easier to do this upside down so that I didn't go over the left-hand page where I'd already done my embossing. Just embossing those butterflies with the heat tool now. And we're ready for some colour. So the colours that I've chosen are Calypso Coral, Rich Razzleberry, Tempting Turquoise and Daffodil Delight. And I'm using each of my markers using the brush tip end to colour in the butterfly. Now the fact that this is embossed makes the colouring super simple. It's very easy to stay inside the lines because you've got an embossed area that keeps you inside the lines there. The secret to colouring this butterfly is just to make sure it's symmetrical. It doesn't really matter where you put the colours in. You can choose your own areas to colour the butterfly, but I wanted to use all 4 colours on each butterfly if I could, and just keep them symmetrical. You can see how quickly you can colour this image because it's already embossed. Now I'm just bringing in some Calypso Coral to finish off the body and the top of the wings, and using the same 4 colours on each of those little butterflies. I had fun with this because I decided that every single butterfly I coloured would be different to the next. And there's the last little butterfly right at the top, just finishing off. And this gives the impression that the little butterflies are flying upwards towards the direction of their dreams, which is at the top of the page. Now I'm using the Calypso Coral washi tape down the side of the right-hand page, and just trim that with your paper snips. And diagonally across the left-hand page towards the top left-hand corner, and I'm bringing in that neutral colour, which is a crumb cake, and then a little bit more Calypso Coral at the top, and a bit of crumb cake down the bottom again. I'm just trimming those off. And there's your album page finished. You can see how beautifully that black embossing powder shines on the page. It's just divine. And the colours are like jewel colours. They're really vibrant and strong. I hope you enjoyed today's project. You can order all your supplies for this project directly from my website 24/7. Thanks for watching. See you again next time.